This is another solo cast and a sweet little episode to send you off into summer as we head into the production of season 3. I'm recording this from my hotel in New York City. I feel like I've been in a whirlwind. Lots of travel, lots of time with a lot of family, and I'm about to go see my sister overseas. So I've been preparing myself and my home and my business and my clients for me to step away for a few minutes. I will be with my sister for the first time in many years. And so in order to go do all that, I like to meet with my other family members to prepare my energy properly, to have all the love and all the energy that I need, because as some of you who have been listening may remember, I've been dealing with a little bit of illness that took me down pretty hard in 2025. I've been trying to think about this kind of post-mortem on the year that I just had, trying to figure out what my priorities are, especially because the situation with my health has also created a need for a second surgical procedure. And I don't know about you all, but I don't like those. I do not. There's something kind of alarming about going under for surgery. The whole thing is so sterile and intense. It just feels like the nervous system and the body are having to work a lot harder to heal after a surgery, because it asks your body to go through a marathon. And so I just went through a marathon in September of 25, and now I'm preparing to go on another marathon this fall. And I've been thinking about how I wanted to enter the second surgery, which is very different from how I entered the last surgery. In the last scenario, I didn't know I was sick and my immune system was compromised. I was scared and everything happened fast. With the second procedure, I have had some time to prepare, and the big theme from my reflections is that I want to feel really strong going into this next one. I want to be strong of mind, strong of body, and strong of spirit. So I asked myself, what do I need in order to be those things? And the answer was pretty clear: quality, uninterrupted time with the people I love. I'm talking about the kind of time where you optimize for joy and laughter, the prioritization of joy, if you will. This is what led me to knowing in my bones and my heart that I wanted to be with my sister before heading into another procedure. Health scares make you ask the difficult and confronting questions. How do I truly want to spend my time? I knew that if for some reason, if something were to happen to me, I would feel complete knowing that I spent my spring and summer hugging the people I love. And so that is what I've been doing. The next thing that I put on the list was to continue my work with the amazing and creative people I get to coach each and every day. I love my work. It's so fun to coach entrepreneurs and thinkers and innovators and creators and artisans, and they're just fabulously complex human beings. It's such an exciting time to sit with some of them and hear their stories of them in the trenches and what they're building and what they're learning and how they're applying their learning and what's happening inside of their homes, in their hearts, and in their businesses. It's just like I have a front row seat to these humans' lives. Living them out loud and getting to observe that is such a privilege. The last few sessions I've had are with some of my succession clients, where we're passing down the 40-year legacy of a founder to their children. You think we would be talking about money and success and achievement, and yes, of course we cover those things. But where the work really lives is in the conversations about purpose. The same question I'm asking myself at 40, I'm also asking these 60 and 70-year-old clients. How do you want the rest of your time on this precious earth to play out? When you hand this thing you built over, what do you want to do? And more importantly, how can I help you have the most creative, fulfilling, and loving relationship with your kids? One of the themes that is playing out right now is the all-in nature of living out your purpose. We hear a lot that success comes from tunnel vision, the willingness to sacrifice, commit, and burn the boats. We hear about these terms and we listen to the stories of the greats, those who have built something lasting or overcome such adversity. We are in awe of their triumph. But what are the mechanisms that created that precision focus and follow through? Is this some fluke where only a few humans are gifted a life of passion and purpose, or is this available to all of us? Here is what I have learned both firsthand building my own purpose driven life and business and working with hundreds of passionate and purpose driven humans. Eventually, you have to leverage yourself for your ideas. If you're a business owner listening to this, you might know what I'm talking about when you leverage yourself, which means you make a bet on something without any evidence that it's going to take off, except for the investment in your own self determination. The idea that you are committed to not giving up, because you can't really be leveraged until you're committed to not giving up. And being committed to not giving up is a much different game than being committed to success, because being committed to success can be passionless and very vague. You can identify it, set the targets, be very specific about your goals, and measure those goals. But the real question is, are you going to do whatever it takes not to give up? Because that's when you're really leveraged, which means that you have decided with a sense of sacrifice that you will give other things up in order to have what you see in your heart and your mind. And you don't just have to be an entrepreneur to do this. We do this when we buy a home, choose a partner, move to a new city, start a new job. We make all these bets with the universe, and we leap with hope and optimism and sometimes a healthy dose of obsession. You're right in the middle of building the thing. It's like you're architecting it. You're shaping it. You're doing the work. And all these people on the outside are like, oh my God, what you're doing looks so hard. It looks crazy. And it's like, yeah, kind of, but here's the deal. When I choose to leverage myself, I feel like I'm going all in on my belief in me. It is a form of confidence building. You have enough confidence to leap and try, but confidence really comes from not giving up. The last big leap I took was on my farm, and it was bigger than anything I had done before because I took on an investor. It was my first time taking on a direct investor, like someone who just gave me the money and said, go do the thing. And that was really alarming because that was an investment not only in the money that the investor gave me, but it was also my own will to be able to afford the mortgage on this farm every month. It's like this forward thinking, setting up future Teresa to have to pay this mortgage, the investor, and whatever else comes with this dream every single month. And that is a layer of stress, potentially, a layer of motivation, potentially. What I'm just kind of coming to terms with and understanding and realizing is that this is the bet I made. In the last couple of months, as I've dealt with illness and healthcare bills and all of the things that come with staying alive in America, kind of basically gamifying all these investments I've made in my health and my business and realizing that these are bets I'm making. Investing in my health, accepting my situation, choosing my healing. It showed me that I really want to stay alive. It feels like I'm saying to the universe, no. I'm here for the long run. And I feel like by saying something like that, it's the language of I'm all in, I'm committed. I'm not going anywhere. And when I leverage myself, I'm going to fall through. And so there's this determination for me to be true to my word as much as possible. And then there's something really rewarding about being true to my own word, to myself, and to others. It's kind of like gasoline on the fire. You can start to go faster because you're committed to saying something and then doing what you say. And the more you say something and do what you say, the more you become that person. You start to kind of move faster. And I'm not trying to recommend that we pursue quickness. What I'm exploring is the process of betting on myself and then committing to myself these promises like, you're going to take care of this farm. You're going to make it beautiful. You're going to welcome people to the farm. You're going to have beautiful conversations. You're going to do wonderful things. And that was the commitment that I was making when I purchased the farm. And so when I wake up in the morning and I see the projects are a little bit done, a little bit not done, there's both this determination to keep going because there's so much work that it could never stop anyway. And there's also this undeniable resentment of the farm. I'm kind of saying that for the first time. And it's okay, I love this thing and I also resent it. What is that about? Because why would I resent the thing I bet on? Why would I resent my own ideas? What is the value in that? how does that serve whatever I'm trying to do? It doesn't. It doesn't serve me to be resentful about the decisions that I made for myself. And everyone thinks that leveraging yourself 100% is like crazy and it's hard to do. And maybe it is. But what I will say, in the last couple of months, when I was examining what the heck's going on and how do I get my body back, I started to ask, how do I want to spend my time? I have this beautiful farm that is always in motion and in my mind, like never ready for the thing I want to do. And then I get so blinded by the not there yet, and I don't even do the thing that's right in front of me. And so I'm just admitting that that's what I do sometimes to myself. And then I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. I say to myself, Teresa, we're not doing that anymore. And then I say it again. I'm not doing that anymore. I, Teresa, am not doing that anymore. And one of the things that we're going to talk about continuously in this space is this like relationship to self and this idea that you can bet on yourself. And I don't know what betting on yourself for you means. There's a preparation to handle betting on your own self. It's almost like pre-production of a movie, okay? There's pre-production before production. And I feel like I'm meeting a lot of entrepreneurs and people who are in pre-production and still need to go all in. You've started the thing, you're building the thing, but you don't know how yet to say, this is actually the thing that I am doing, and I'm doing it without thinking something's wrong or second guessing myself or looking over my shoulder. I had a call a couple weeks ago. The woman said to me, do I just shut down my business to have a baby? Because I want to have a baby. Do I have to shut it down? And I was like, girl, no. If you want to, I'll help you do that. If you don't want to, I have a lot of ways to help you do what you want to do with your business and still have your baby. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to look like cupcakes and waterfalls. It's going to be hard work. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take focus. It's going to take boundaries. You're going to have to say what you want explicitly, design it explicitly, put numbers to it and decide if that's what you want to build. And we've done that with other mothers, and they're still in the game. Their businesses are still going while they have their second child, or they're just with their first child, whatever. It's like, yes, it can be done. It is a life choice. Just like me betting on my business and buying a farm was a life choice. It's a choice I made to build my life around an idea that I want to pursue and make real in my life. And whether that is good or bad, I really don't know. But what I'm starting to find is instead of asking if it's good or bad or right or wrong and should I do it, I just don't let those questions come in anymore. And I replace them with what you might call prayers or spells. I just replace the doubt and questions with a statement. I have what it takes and I have everything I need. I'm ready to go. It kind of comes back to what we talked about this season. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I love that Obama speech. If you have not heard it, please pause this podcast and go take a gander at that speech. I don't care what your political affiliations are. It's not even about politics or people in the sense of specific to who they are, other than Obama was an incredible orator. Like he could do a speech like nobody. He had a cadence and a charm and a fluidity and a flow and a dance with words and rhythm and sound that is just so pleasing to the heart and the body. And so when you hear him telling the fired up, ready to go story, you're going to be full of energy and you're going to feel happiness. And that's just a gift. It's just something that's free out there that you can go get today. It's like we're fired up and we're ready to go. And when we decide that we want to do something, we're fired up and we're ready to go. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. And it's definitely going to be scary. And I'm definitely going to have to change. And I'm going to have to commit to what we call in my coaching programs a 90-day sprint, where I'm saying, I don't want to exhibit this behavior anymore. I think it's causing me to act this way, feel this way, be this way. And so for the next 90 days, I'm going to treat this like an addiction. I'm going to apply Alcoholics Anonymous protocol to this change of behavior. And I'm going to say to myself, probably in the mirror, you need to feel like this behavior that you are demonstrating that makes you feel all these awful things, self-doubt, rumination, apprehension, sadness, fear, is an addiction. It's like your brain is just habitually hitting the same beats of the drum. And you have to interrupt the beats of the drum by opposing the behavior in some way. I notice it, I honor it. And then I'm like, okay, I take an action on my own behalf for my highest good, which, for example, right now, is I send myself a voice memo. And in that voice memo, I cover a couple of bases. I cover, hi, it's me. I want to pop in here to tell you that I love you. You are my favorite person in the entire universe. You make my heart sing every morning when I wake up. I am so excited to see you. I literally dance with glee at the idea of your presence. I honor your creativity and enjoy witnessing you in the world. I speak to myself like I'm the best person in the entire universe and that I can't wait to see myself. And then I dig in. If there is a topic that is frustrating me, that is creating a cycle of agitation and irritability, I'll go there with myself in the voice memo. And I'll have this conversation about my ability to persevere without all the answers. I'll say things like, listen, ain't nobody going to take your time. Ain't nobody going to take your money. Like, girl, you are in charge. You are in charge of where you go, what you do, how you do it, and what's going on. And in that commitment to myself, I'm just encouraging myself to trust myself. Because ultimately, that's the job here on earth is like, how do I not waste a bunch of my time second guessing myself? Because it's so annoying. Self-hesitation is like you're literally burning your time on fire. Stop thinking so freaking much. I think the award goes to the person that thinks the least for the next 90 days. Anyway, I give myself these little pep talks and I'll give her assignments or an atta girl. And I just say, we're fired up, ready to go. None of this shit matters. Let it go. I see you. I love you. You're my favorite person on the planet. You have everything you need. Sometimes I'll even ask myself, how do I get my cells to wake up? And how do I get my mind to feel clear? And how do I get myself to feel strength in my body? And I'm essentially persevering past the limiting thinking that tells me that I am ill, I'm not okay, things are bad. And at some point after you've healed and obsessed over your thoughts and gone to therapy and used the tools and faced your stuff head on, at some point for me, I noticed that dysregulation became a habit. It became an addiction to a way of thinking. And no matter what we're doing in our life, we want to be really clear about what we're worshiping. And our thoughts are a form of worship. Like, what are we worshiping? Because many of us have left religion and said, I don't get this anymore. This religion thing isn't trustworthy anymore. You violated my trust. And we're kind of sitting around going like, but I'm used to worshiping something. And now where am I placing that worshiping? And I've been worshiping God within my own belief system. And I've been worshiping Mother Nature. And I've been worshiping the birds. And I've been worshiping the ocean, the sun, the moon. And I believe that all of that was made by God. That's my belief system. I'm not asking you to believe in my God or a God or any kind of ideology at all. I'm just saying, what are you worshiping? What do you want to worship? What are my values? What do I want to do? When my entrepreneurs come to me in the early stage and they're like, I don't know, I just want to shake them because nobody knows. Everybody's figuring it out 1 minute at a time. You are exactly where you are and you bought your freedom. Like you decided that your freedom was your value. So you're pursuing freedom. What does freedom mean to you? Freedom to you might be the freedom to lead an incredible team where together you take this thing to the moon and get to nurture these beautiful humans and help them grow and da 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 da. Yours might be, I'm free. I have no obligations. I have no clock. I have no one depending on me. I have no one waiting on me. I just get to float through the world with a smile on my face and pursue the things I like and do what I want. Freedom to someone else might be, I like working at a company where I don't have the stress of the overhead and the business and XYZ. And freedom to me is the ability to have a job so I can have my other time paid for. It's almost like I'm investing these hours to have these hours back so I can have beautiful children and a beautiful house and car, blah, blah, blah. If you're leveraging yourself, if you're making bets on yourself, I'm just trying to give you some self-determination that the language you want to practice, which is not news to many of you, is the language of I'm fired up and I'm ready to go and I have everything I need. And the limiting thinking when it comes is not about brushing it off. It's about acknowledging that things might be difficult. It's acknowledging that it might be time for a focus challenge. For example, I can find myself kind of wandering emotionally on a subject, and I keep coming back to it over and over and over again. Feels like it has control of my consciousness and it has more power than I have. So I end up doing those 90-day challenges with myself. I say, okay, this is going to take 90 days. It's not going to happen overnight. Every day, you're going to feel a little different. Some days might be better than others. There's going to be a challenge. You're going to overcome it. You have everything you need. Start at day 1. Everything will reveal itself to me. I know exactly what is to come because it'll be exactly what is meant to be. I'm on the path for me. I'm pursuing it elegantly. I love my life. You gotta talk yourself into it sometimes. And I wish there was a more complicated or poetic answer, but it's just like go to the gym of the mind and change the words you're using and make them uplifting. And if you tell me you don't have time for that, then that tells me that you don't want to change, which is okay by me, but is it okay by you? Are you doing this because you want to look a certain way? Are you doing this because you're expecting a certain kind of outcome? Or is this just what you're excited about and you're happy with it and you want to do it and it's fun and it's interesting and you know you're going to learn and that's good enough? And the whole thing is the journey. Like it seems so cliche, but honestly, you have 2 choices of how you want to spend your time. Spend it on building and architecting and loving and caring and kindness and curiosity, or spend it in the darkness, kind of moping about, wondering if anything is for you and questioning everything and not knowing what to do and making bets and then questioning whether you should have made the bet. Stop wasting your time on self-doubt. That's what's making us sick. You know how to make good decisions. Everything you've done this far has ended up on the plus side because you're here listening to this podcast. Your job is to pursue what freedom means to you and enjoy doing it. Remind yourself that you enjoy it. Give yourself some 90-day challenges, voice memo yourself at least once a day. Give yourself an update. Override the behavior that you were doing before and be in control of yourself. Try it. There's an instinct there for everyone. I'm doing a lot less of the mind control these days because I'm doing more of the literal action. Instead of staying in my thoughts, I'm taking my thoughts into action. I'm performing the action or even pausing the inaction. I'm just not allowing myself to stay there. And I'm moving on to something in the very present. I'm talking to myself out loud in a manner that I can review later to see the progress that I've made. I need to keep the voice memos because I want to see how far I've come when I feel like I'm doing nothing. I review after 90 days what I learned, what's good, what's challenging, and I'm also observing, like a scientist, how my environment is changing. I'm open instead of controlling, and I'm creative instead of constricting, and I'm pausing and slowing everything down, lowering the urgency as much as possible because it makes me way more effective. And I really like that. And I think after walking alongside hundreds of people, you'll really like this too. We got a lot going on this month. We just finished talking to Dr. Aaron. Ooh, girl. Like if you just want to feel like you're not crazy, I'd go listen to that. It's so phenomenal. Dr. Aaron's depth is really cool. She saved me from a lot of distress I would have been feeling during my healing journey this last year. She really helped me with some of these kind of patterns that I'm talking about. She helped me believe in myself and believe in the possibility of having a better life after this illness and that it was possible for me and that I could do it. She also reminded me that it was up to me how I wanted to spend my time and that I could make that choice every minute, every day, every hour, every second. And my symptoms are a lot less, which is really fortunate. But that has to do with a lot of the modalities that I use, the surgery and all the medicine and everything that was. And so I hope you listen to Dr. Aaron. I think you'll really feel like you're not alone and that you can trust yourself because that's the whole ball game, right? That's what we're talking about here. And then we're taking a little bit of a hiatus because I'm going to see my sister. I'll be recording some stuff with her. We will have so many things to bring you at the end of the summer heading into fall. We're so excited about what is coming out of this determined belief that even when we feel like we're not doing the thing well, we commit to doing the thing anyway. We committed to not giving up. You don't have to do anything other than that. And by doing that, by not giving up on yourself, little by little, you're like making it happen and it's feeling good and you're strong again. We have loved being with you this season. What an incredibly interesting beginning into 2026, this crazy ride we're all on. And now we head into summer where hopefully there's smells of sunscreen and sounds of creek stomping, forest bathing and baseball and hot dog eating and, just swimming and laughing and playing and make believe. And please just enjoy the sun. Let her heal you like she's been healing me down in Florida, and take care of yourself. We'll be back here with some really, really beautiful things soon, and we can't wait to see you. In the meantime, if you haven't checked out every episode of this season, it would be fun to do that maybe while we're away. So don't forget that there's lots of episodes there. We have an episode from season 1 about grief that is really powerful if you're facing loss. It is episode 5, How to Navigate Grief When the World Keeps Spinning. Then we have our deep dive on the power of the matriarch and all things women with Sunny Lou Williams, episode from March 3rd. We dove into parenting, education, and building strong communities on March 17th with the dearest and brilliant Sarah Wall. Take a listen to Building Strong Communities, Parenting Leadership, and Showing Up for Your People. Then Danielle Ireland helps teach us about how our emotions are incredibly informative and that laughing is allowed even when things are hard in our episode from April 14th, Healing After Miscarriage, How to Find the Lightness in Your Heaviest Moments. Ashley Chang taught us how to ask for help in our May episode, The Hidden Cost of Doing It All. Ashley Chang on why you deserve support. We have had quite a season here, lots for you to catch up on. So again, thanks for being here and happy summer. See you next time. This podcast is produced by Love Lizzie. Our editor is Kayla Hill, and the music is by my very own sister, Julia Sabatine. If you like what you heard here, we would love for you to hit the subscribe button. See you next time.